Are you planning on flying with your big dog in cabin? Or maybe you are planning your very first flight with your service dog or service dog in training. In this video, we're gonna discuss how to prep for your trip and how to make sure your trip goes as smoothly as possible, so stay tuned. Before we soar into today's content, let's pause for a few pre-flight announcements. Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm a certified professional dog trainer who has helped hundreds and hundreds of dogs and their parents live more peaceful lives together through positive reinforcement training tips. If you want more content like this, be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button to make sure you can get more content on board with us. Quick disclaimer, while I am a certified professional dog trainer, I'm definitely not a lawyer, so always be sure to check the most up-to-date FAA and ADA regulations when it comes to flying. Also, a little bit of housekeeping. I wanted to make this a really comprehensive video, so I've included some chapters below, so skip ahead to the parts that you're most interested in. Alrighty, so with that pre-flight checklist complete, let's go ahead and soar off into today's content. First things first, how do you know if your dog can even qualify as a service dog if you're not flying a dog-friendly airline? According to the ADA, service dogs are trained to perform tasks and or work to help assist with a person's disability. This allows them to accompany their handler into public spaces where dogs are not normally allowed. That being said, it's important to remember that when flying, you should pay attention to FAA regulations as well, and most airlines will ask that you fill out a Department of Transportation form. You'll see the DOT form on the website, and each airline will have slightly different rules on how to submit this. So I always recommend triple checking the airline's website to ensure you are fully prepped for the flight. If you go onto any airline's website, you'll typically find their rules when it comes to service dogs in their FAQ section. Also, I should mention that a service dog vest is not required by law. However, I think it's worth it to have one on your dog just so that people don't ask a million questions, and it just helps with making your flight and your journey to your gate go a little bit more smoothly. I also do want to mention that it is technically legal to self-train your own service dog. So on the DOT form, you can say that you are the trainer for your service dog. That being said, it's definitely illegal to fake saying that your dog is a service dog. And if your dog appears untrained by the staff or just destroys anything, isn't fully potty trained, and a staff notices, you may be required to pay for damages and you may be reported. I definitely do not recommend faking that your pet dog is a service dog. Like I said, there are dog-friendly airlines like JSX. Yes, there's not that many, but they do exist. So if you have a pet dog, I recommend trying to fly one of those airlines if possible. Now let's talk about pre-flight prep. Before hitting the skies, I want to discuss some ways you can prep for your flight with your dog. This will help ensure a smooth journey for you and your four-legged companion. The preparation remains the same whether you're flying a dog-friendly airline or a regular airline with a service dog. One, if you haven't already, make sure you verify the rules regarding bringing dogs on flights on the airline's website. Two, if your dog is a service dog, make sure that your DOT form is filled out and you've double checked with the airline on what you need to do with this Department of Transportation form. I always like to keep a copy on my phone just in case as well. Three is to make sure your dog has portable water available. I like bringing a water bottle for my dog along with a collapsible travel water bowl so that they always have water available. However, I try not to give them too much water because I want to make sure that they're able to hold it without being super uncomfortable on the flight. This depends on how long your flight is and where you're flying out of, because the next step to prepare is to know where all the pet relief stations are. At a lot of big airports, the pet relief stations smell really, really bad to the point where a lot of dogs won't even use them. Try not to overhydrate your dog so that they are able to hold it, because typically the last time they're gonna use the bathroom is outside of the airport. Next, I like to make sure I bring something that is going to help keep my dog busy in case they get bored. For example, something to chew on, like a bully stick or some sort of puzzle toy or puzzle feeder. I like to pack a portable mat so that they have somewhere to lay down under the seat, and it helps create some boundary of where they need to stay so that they don't start creeping over to the person next to you or into the aisle. And with that being said, remember, space is a luxury when it comes to flying, so make sure you're not packing a ton of personal items. I just like to have my purse with some chapstick and give the space underneath the seat to my dog so they have all of that space to lay down, especially if you have a really big dog. Last but not least, I really recommend giving your dog some CBD prior to the flight. This will just help them chill out and relax because the airport can be stressful for them as well. Of course, I have a whole video on how to find the best CBD for your dog because not all CBD is created equal. And my favorite CBD is Petals and Tails CBD. I am an affiliate with them and I have a link below. If you want to understand how to find a good CBD, I recommend watching my CBD video and I've linked to it below. Next, let's talk about how you can prepare training-wise prior to your trip. Training is going to be super important for ensuring that your flight goes smoothly. One of the first things you can do is familiarize your dog with the airport so you can bring them into the general areas where the public is allowed before your travel day. Practice basic manners, so make sure your dog knows a solid down stay